Hello and welcome. I am Snyder from Snyder's Sunshine Art Studio, where creativity shines. With over 20 plus years of public school teaching experience, I bring step-by-step art instruction and ready-to-use art lessons to spark creativity in students and offer art teachers a much-needed reprieve. So let's create something wonderful together.
I have here how to draw some baskets. Now, these are pretty rough, but they'll do the job. I have different ways you can position the basket and just a little variation on the basket as well. And then I have how to draw 5 different posed bunny rabbits. This is that time of year, right? Springtime, it's April 2025, and the bunny is very popular right now. I also have how to draw some chicks. Now, I know in my one video, how to draw an adorable chick, that I mentioned that I would have how to draw chicks in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. Here it is. So at the end of this video, by all means, go check it out. I will have these all packaged together in one resource, but today I'm going to demonstrate how to draw one of these baskets, and I believe I will put in this bunny rabbit with it. Or maybe this one, or this one, or this one. I don't know. We'll see as we go along, because I've not pre-thought what this drawing will look like. I'm just going to take my resources, and I'm going to pick and choose and draw my picture. Now, as a teacher, I'm thinking, wow, I could just copy these, give my students the challenge of, all right, you have to draw a chick or a rabbit, and you have to incorporate it, combine it with the basket. And whatever else you want to draw, you draw. And then you can break it down into a rubric. Did the student draw the chick? Or did the student draw a chick or a bunny rabbit? Did they draw it the right size to fill the space? Did they draw a basket? Is the animal interacting with the basket? Yes or no? Give it so many points. Did they add different elements to it to succeed in a full drawn picture? And then any particular color schemes or textures that you want to incorporate in the drawing process. You as a teacher, if you're following along with me here, as a teacher, can take the how to draw resources and then give a breakdown of this is what you're expecting, and the students will see they get so many points for this, so many points for that, and so many points for that. And then they see it adds up to 100. They make sure they put it into their picture, also include the whole craftsmanship, neatness, and so on. That is how I tend to do things. So that's what I'm going to do right here, right now. One goal is to draw a basket. Another goal is to place a rabbit or chick into the basket, and then create some kind of background and additional elements and color the picture neatly. I was also playing around before I started to film the idea of color schemes. Do I emphasize that they should use complement colors somehow, or analogous colors, or warm or cool colors? Do they have to add textures to it? So those were thoughts that were in A.M. Snyder's thought process, and I'm just sharing them right here with you. So here we go. I'm going to start with this basket right here, and I'm going to make sure that I draw so that it fits this space. But before I draw that basket, I also have to think about how is this animal going to work with that basket. As mentioned, I'm going to do the bunny rabbit because just a few weeks ago I did a chick video, and if you didn't see how to draw that adorable chick, you should totally check that out because it's super adorable too. As I said, I'm going to use the bunny rabbit, and so I'm going to start with the bunny rabbit with the idea that this bunny rabbit is going to be inside of this basket. Now that I thought that through, I have to make sure I'm not drawing its body. Okay, its head's going to pop out of the basket. So here we go. I want to make sure the basket is about the size of my hand. Therefore, the bunny rabbit's head has to fit within this space as well. So notice how I put my hand here to guide me. So the bottom of my palm would be the bottom of the basket, top of my hand would be the handle. Now that I said that, I think I'm just going to draw around my hand very lightly this curve line. See how our hands help guide us? This is so amazing. Now it's very light, so I don't know if you could catch that on the camera or not. It looks like you can. And then I think what I will do, now that I have the handle, which is not following exactly these instructions, by the way, but it does help students if you just want to put it in front of them. If you want to instruct it, here you go. If you're a student and you want these resources, check out my Teachers Pay Teachers site. Here we go. I'm going to divide this curve in half, so that's going to be where the brim of the basket is located, and then I'm going to draw this rabbit's head. So step by step, we have, of course, a circle. Put the circle in here, and then we have these ovals, which are in front over the edge of the basket, drawing lightly, and then we have its amazing ears. Now, as I'm drawing these ears, I'm thinking, how could I bend the ear even though this one's not bent? Well, I look at these other resources and I just pick and choose things from them that I like. So I like the idea of the bent ear. There's a bent ear. It's right there. So I'm just going to draw that in there. So I used 2 diagonal straight lines. I have more diagonal straight lines, kind of making a triangle here, right? Letter V, and I'm curving it over. Hey, look, it's a bent ear. Okay. All right, and then we divide its face with the plus sign. That's not indicated on here, but I think that many students can figure it out. If you're following along here, this is how A.M. Snyder draws. If you watched my other videos, you'll see that. We divide up the face. If we divide the centers here, which you will see, I do indicate that on this particular rabbit process. And if you look, between this line and this line is where this ear is. Between this line and this line is where the ear ends. So the division helps with that. This is where the eyes are going to be. So we draw in whatever shape we want for its eyes. It's going to be super cute, right? Super cute. I'm a bunny rabbit and I'm cute. Put its nose in, and its amazing mouth, because its amazing mouth have those fun teeth. And it's going to, is it going to look at us? Is it going to look in a different direction? Is it going to look up? Let's make it look up. I'm going to have it look up. Or does it look down? I have an amazing idea. All right, it's looking down now. I have this great idea. You'll see as we go along here. All right. We put in its amazing paws with the big toes, because we know rabbits have big feet. Makes them hop around so amazingly. I'm going to make its fur a little fluffy here. A zigzag. Now I'll tell you, I was teaching my 3rd graders how to draw the bunny rabbit that's leaping out. If you look back in the past videos, I have that video, and I was teaching the 3rd graders that lesson, and for some reason they thought it was very funny when I was talking about the big feet and the teeth of the bunny rabbit. I wonder why that's funny. Now I have this rabbit looking down, and I have these feet here, and I don't like how big they really are. So I'm going to shorten them up, okay? So this is where the eraser plays a part. I think that will look better. Okay. Let me put it in the brim of the basket again. All right, now before I continue with the basket, I was thinking, if this bunny rabbit's looking down, I can include a chick. Now these chicks are not looking up, but I'm going to make this chick look up. I'm going to start with the snowman, the 2 circles. And then I'm going to divide its face this way. Okay, so again, I divided it. Then in this pizza pie slice, I divided it again. Pizza pie slice right here, I divided it. Now I'm going to divide this, and I'm going to put its eye in here. And it's going to look up. You might need to go back and look at what I'm talking about there. And we're going to give it some cute feathers. And its wing's going to go here. And its foot. Alright, we have that in place. Should this chick be holding an egg? Yeah, sure, let's do it. And I think that in this basket are going to be indications of carrots. Okay. Draw the brim or edge of the basket. I'm layering the handle, and now we're going to put the basket in with our diagonal straight lines. Alright, so I have bunny looking at the chick, chick looking at the bunny. Some wonderful interaction there. And we are going to add in the extra items here. Now, this chick is holding an egg. This bunny has some carrots. Let's put the two together here. We are going to have, let's put the carrot in. And then we can have an egg over here. And we're going to add some tufts of grass. And then back here, we have the ground. And I think we're going to continue to add our tufts of grass. And let's indicate some line of bushes. Yeah, line of bushes back here. And we can indicate little tiny flowers with little bumpy lines on this line of bushes. I cannot remember the name of the yellow flowery bushes that come out in spring, but they truly do take on a life of their own if they are not trimmed up. For some reason I want to say they start with the letter F. Can't remember what they're called. Alright, and then I think that'll be it. Let's just do that. Alright, so I'm going to get my wide Sharpie here and I'm going to trace over it and erase. Okay. I'll move this out of the way for a moment. There we go. Make it all bushy here. know about you, but drawing wings that are cute like that, I enjoy that. Yeah, a few extras in here. If you didn't see my how to draw sheep, the sleepy adorable sheep drawing, I talk about visual textures in there, how we use our lines to help make our artwork look a little more interesting. You should totally check out that video, some texture conversation. And this basket is becoming very smooth at the moment because I use straight lines there. But let's see if I can alter it with my Sharpie in a moment. I showed texture on the carrot here by adding those lines. By using these bumpy, curvy lines gives the carrot stalk here some texture as well. Using the zigzag around its face makes it have some texture. Short little whiskers going on there. I don't want to get too textury on it because I think it'll take away from the overall feel of the image. But a few here and there on the chick. I think we need some more feathers there. Something doesn't look right to me. So we just manipulate it and we add a few more. Okay. As mentioned, we add in what looks like the stems, or I guess the trunks, I don't know, bushes, what do you call those on the bushes that hold up all the greenery? Trees is called trunks, right? Alright, so because this is behind the main subject, I'm not going to focus on making it so realistic or so detailed. It's supposed to be not the focus, so it's a little more choppy or blurry in appearance, and that is the goal, to make it not take over from the interaction of the two animals that we have drawn. So as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, okay, so going back to a particular art lesson, as a teacher, you could even incorporate watercolor here or other kind of media instead of just coloring it. It's a possibility. Okay. All right. So I want to do something with this basket. I'm going to draw the curved lines here, spacing them out, and then I'm just going to make it a checkerboard effect, but instead of making those wide, I'm going to make them narrow, and that will make it look basket-like, woven basket. We can do that around here. And we can do it here too. All right, done. Well, that was fun. Let's erase all of the pencil lines that we don't need and take a look at it. This would be even fun for students, or for you students, students, to Draw this on the front of a folded piece of paper, and then write Happy Easter, Happy Spring. Give this to somebody to cheer them up during this time of year, and as a gift. That would be wonderful. And take my brush and sweep all that away and reveal our final drawing. Get away. There it is. All the eraser bits are away. Well, I'm going to watercolor this, and it will be on the thumbnail so that you can see how it looks colorful. I hope that you have enjoyed following along with me, and if you have, please check out SnyderSunshineArtStudio.com, my website, for additional inspiration, as well as my Teachers Pay Teachers website for further resources on drawing and making art. And again, please subscribe, follow, do all those wonderful things that YouTubers tell you to do so that I can continue to give you wonderful inspiration. Thank you from A.M. Snyder, Snyder's Sunshine Art Studio. Until next time, bye-bye.